Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title, today we are securing the wig. She has not moved, she has not slipped, and it's simply because she is sewn down, and I'm going to show you how I did it. I'm using a 13x4 lace front wig from Eullair hair. The links will be in my description, so make sure that you check them out. My braids are straight back, they're about 2 weeks old. I'm trying to keep them as clean as possible, which means no glue, which is why we are sewing this wig down. And it's just a better option. The ends are sewn to the braids on my scalp just to get it up out the way off of my neck. This is how the wig looks once it's customized. Make sure you check out the review on this hair. It'll be linked right here. So I'm getting the wig in place, making sure it's nice and comfortable. It's not too far back because once it's sewn down, that's it. I mean, you can take it up and do it again if you want to, but really, who wants to spend all this time on a wig? I have my needle, I have my thread, and I'm gonna part my hair to start sewing it down. Now the parting space is about 1/2 inch, and we really can't do much sewing with that, so I'm going to part the hair again, and we're going to have to sew on the cap. Now this is perfect if you have a side part. I do think it's best to have your hair styled before you start to sew, just so you know where to sew and you can see if the thread is showing, which we obviously don't want. So I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to go through the cap under one of the braids. And then I'm going to go through the thread to give a nice knot. The knot is just going to make sure that it's secure, the thread is secure, so that the wig is secure. Now I am going through the cap. I'm feeling where my braid is. I'm going to go under the braid with the needle, back through the cap, pull, and repeat about 4 or 5 times. You can do it as much as you need to, but 4 or 5 is good enough for me. Once that is done, I'm going to go back through the thread to make another knot, and then we'll cut it, and we will go on to repeat in another area. The first part was from front to back. Now we are going to do side to side. I always need something in that front area because I'm really rough on my wigs, and that's usually where, if slipping does happen, it would happen there. So I'm going to go from side to side. You can see this parting a lot better. You don't want to start too close to the middle part because the thread will show, and you don't want that, so go ahead and start about 1/2 inch back. We're going to go through the cap under our braid again, except the only difference from the first time is we are sewing from side to side. Now you can see when I pull the hair up, no thread is showing, which is ultimately what we want. If you decide during the week you want to change up your part, which me, I don't do that. Once my hair is parted and styled, I usually keep it there. But if you do decide to do that, you'll obviously have to unsew the wig, restyle the hair, and then sew it back in a way that you can't see your thread. My next parting will be from side to side. You'll be able to see this one a little better than the first one. And I am going through the cap under my braids, back through the cap 4 or 5 times. Again, not too close to the part. I am making my loops my knots at the first stitch and the last stitch to keep everything nice and tight and in place. Cutting the thread and then repeating. My last two places will be the sides going towards the back. Now I usually do sew down the back, but I'll show you why I can't on this specific wig. But I'm gonna go through the wig, whether it's the cap or its tracks. Right there is like the elastic part. So I'm just gonna go through that under the braid, like I said, 4 or 5 times. This is really just like the best way to wear wigs, especially for me right now, because I am trying to keep my hair clean, avoid all the mess. The only issue with this is if the lace color doesn't fit perfectly for you, it's not going to look that melted. So make sure you're picking a really good lace color. This is the back, and I can't sew it down because it's that thick band in the back, which usually there's lace, but this one doesn't have it, so I just can't sew it down. Which isn't that big of a deal because it's still, as you can see, she's secure. She ain't going nowhere. The final step would be to cut your lace, style your edges as you please, and you are good to go. No mess, no stress, your edges are intact, your wig is secure, and all you had to do was sew it on. And now you can carry on with your daily activities and don't have to worry about your wig. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, Eullair hair, links in my description. Check out my other videos styling this hair. Leave me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.